He's so talented. Alright, let's... If I could hit anything, please. Gonna get another life, and... Ooh, what's left? Country Speedway, Spooky Swamp, or Bamboo Terrace. Anybody have any preferences? Speedway? Okay, let me get another life here. Country Speedway it is. Just decimate an entire community, right? Absolutely! This is the best spot in the game to farm for lives. Because they travel in packs. You know, Midnight Mountain, you might find all lizards going around. Might find a handful of frogs in a single area of Evening Lake. But there's like pockets of like a bunch of rabbits. You can just keep doing circles. Exactly. Let's race the planes. Let's get the race out of the way. It took me until I am much older to realize that the sparks sound is him still actually like saying the words on screen and it's not just nonsense. Okay, or it could not hit. This is fine. Yeah, for the longest time I thought Sparks' sounds were just utter nonsense. What a fool you were. Exactly. It does kind of sound like a kazoo. I would not be surprised if that's how they did it. Like, it's not that hard to get a spark sound just from your mouth, but... yeah, eat shit. Okay, buddy. What the hell? Just came up out of nowhere. I mean, I don't know specifically what sound dragonflies make, but I imagine there's still like some kind of hum. Some kind of like... So I wouldn't be surprised if they, like, if there was just a sound designer who was like, well, this is what dragonflies sound like, so if we want Sparks to make a sound. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Okay. Properly in Hero's Tale, though. Yeah, he He also speaks properly in the Legend of Spyro trilogy, if we want to remember that one. If we want to remember David Spade in A New Beginning, and then Billy West, voice of like half of Futurama, as Sparks. It's amazing how they got so much in every single one of those games. Who played him in the third one? I thought it was Billy West in 2 and 3. It's just amazing to me how they had so much potential. Like, they got Elijah Wood as Spyro. They had Gary Oldman as Ignitus, the Elder Dragon, who would go on to win an Academy Award. Where did the budget for that game come from? How did they get a bunch of like real physical actors, not to downplay voice acting? Wayne Brady? I do not remember that. I do not remember Sparks in that game. I definitely would have remembered Wayne Brady. That is insane. Well, I'm gonna be playing those games eventually anyway, so we'll get to find Wayne Brady. Hi, Shemp. I love Whose Line Is It Anyway? The American version with Wayne Brady. Time attacks. Yeah, 2009 hardcore, definitely. Like, I seen DeviantArt. Yes! Oh my god. I feel so bad for the people who designed that game because Cinder is a great character. The community has done terrible things to her. You know what always made me really uncomfortable about the Legend of Spyro trilogy? They kind of insinuated that, like... Oh, I can go back to that one. They insinuated that on, like, a spiritual level, like on a cosmic level, Cinder and Spyro were twins. They're like two purple dragons born in the same generation. And it was like, oh, you know, they complete each other. They're like... I always got that, like, they were cosmically twins. But then, like, they do... If I remember right, either the games or the community just did this where there's like a weird romance between them. Yeah, that is exactly what I thought. And so when everybody was just like, yeah, no, they're dating. I'm like, no, they're not. I absolutely refuse to believe that. Listen, the only two left. How else are you gonna repopulate the species? Apparently not with dragon eggs. People just toss those around like crazy. Dragon eggs hold no significance. Oh, I already missed one. Yeah, I love Cinder as a character. I don't like how she's utilized. This game is a prequel. Yeah, fun fact, all the Spyros are actually canon, it's just different parts of the same timeline. It's just that once every 1,000 years, a Spyro is born. Every time, okay. So okay, I don't know what that was, okay. Yeah, so the Skylanders Spyro, the little gremlin pug-nosed Spyro, he's canon, actually, and you can't get rid of him as much as you'd like. As much as you'd like to forget Skylanders ever happened, Skylanders Spyro is canon, and he's voiced by Justin Long. Una Momento, I'll read that in a second. Something about Harbor Speedway. I like Harbor Speedway. It's not. I also like how these biplanes are definitely like World War I style. Come on. No! Mad. I'm mad. You know what's weird is that Spark says in Harbor Speedway that the Dragons had the best time there 1,000 years ago or something. The Speedway's always been the same for thousands of years. Yes. All of the worlds exist in, like, little pockets of, like, time and space. It's all just pocket dimensions stacked on pocket dimensions. And they just exist in a vacuum. It's fine. Nobody needs to, like, eat or sleep. The sun never sets. It just is always like this forever. No, okay. I don't know what it is about these cows on tractors that are getting me. Are they sheep on tractors? I don't remember. Pigs, they're pigs. Maybe The Legend of Spyro were the sequel? Or the prequel? Maybe. No, so I actually have seen a lot of. I'm just gonna restart this. This was a bad run. I actually have seen some timeline stuff, and I think Spyro has officially been rebooted thrice. Like, technically speaking, all of the games up until Eternal Night on the DS? No, Eternal Night was the second Legend of Spyro game. The hints for Spyro 4 years ago. Yeah, in Crash Bandicoot 4, in Crash Bandicoot It's About Time, there's like a Metropolis-like level, like there's a big futuristic sci-fi level, and in the background there's just a big billboard that says Spyro 4, like it's a picture of Spyro and it just has the number 4 on it. Which, you know, I had hope that maybe Toys for Bob was working on something, and then they announced that they'll be exclusively making Call of Duty content. So that's fun. However, Toys for Bob also posted recently that, by semi-recently, like last month, couple months ago, Toys for Bob posted a picture of, they have this big wall in their office full of all of the games that they've released. And it has, you know, the 4 Skylander games that they worked on. It has everything from like 1989 when they started up until present. But after they did, at the end of that, there's like Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, Spyro Reignited, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, and then there's like a mystery one. The last one is like covered up with like a cloth, and people are like, oh, they're making a new game. So after announcing that they're making exclusively Call of Duty content, they also have teased that they're working on a new game, which I'm hoping it is, you know, Spyro, or some people are thinking it's a new Crash Team Racing game called Crash Wumpa League, which I like. I think I like the Crash Racing games more than I like the actual Crash Bandicoot games, but I'm hoping it's either of those. Like, Spyro 4 would be my preferable choice, but if we got Crash Wumpa League, you know, rest in peace, I guess. So many platformers that I love are just, you know, because there's also been rumors of, like, a new Sly Cooper game all year, and they keep saying, you know, the leakers are like, oh, at the next PlayStation announcement, they're going to talk about the next Sly Cooper game, and they don't. Although they did recently put all of the Sly Cooper games on the new PlayStation Plus program, which is pretty cool. I have all of the Sly Cooper games, so I wasn't worried about it, but it's nice that they're not being forgotten about. It's nice that they're still, you know, being re-released and stuff. Never played Sly, but I always wanted to. I think that might be the next one I play after the Spyro anniversary. After the Spyro anniversary on the 9th, where I play the 4th one. I'm going to still be doing Spyro games on stream. But I might start dedicating specific days to specific franchises. Like Wednesdays are my Jak and Daxter days. Next Wednesday I'm starting Jak 2. So I might dedicate like a day to Spyro, to a Spyro stream, and a day to a Sly Cooper stream. And once the playthrough of the first Ratchet and Clank game is done airing on my YouTube channel at the end of the month, I'm also gonna have a day dedicated to Ratchet and Clank streams. Just games that I like. And there's a lot of content there. Like, there's plenty of Ratchet and Clank games to play. I am gonna have no shortage of Ratchet and Clank or Spyro games to play. But like once I'm done with the Jak and Daxter games, I'll find something else to play there. I'll have a rotating list of games that I play. I want to keep kind of similar themings. I don't want to get tied down to like a single game. Like I don't want to be known as just another Spyro streamer, which I love Spyro. I'm definitely gonna keep playing these games, but like platformers, that's what I like to play, and I'm gonna, for the most part, I'm gonna be playing platformers on stream. But like oh come on, there we go. In October, I'm probably gonna start streaming more like Halloween-themed games or like spooky games. Like, completely off-brand for me, I'm probably going to play Resident Evil 8 on stream, if I can get my PS5 working with my Elgato. Probably going to be playing, Resident Evil 8, maybe the Blood Omen games. I love the Blood Omen games. Those will be fun. Yeah, there's no shortage of games.
Got the last one just before he abducted this.
And you know, if the platforming thing goes well, if people stick around for all the platformers that I play, all of the like PS2, PS3 era games, and PS1 era games, I might branch out, you know, play some other games that I just really love, like Shadow of the Colossus, that I feel can never get enough love. You know, you hear people talk about how great that game is, and I definitely think it's always worth showcasing. That's a beautiful game. And then there's games I might play on stream. Shadow of the Colossus. Yes, I love Shadow of the Colossus. I have never beaten Eco or The Last Guardian, like the other games by that studio, because I was so excited for The Last Guardian. I bought it, or I got it, I think. It came out around like, did I get it for like a holiday or a birthday? I got The Last Guardian close to release, and it was a buggy mess. It was unplayable, and I was so just torn from that. I was so disappointed. I just never picked it up again. I know it's patched. I know it's playable. I just never picked up The Last Guardian, but Bamboo Terrace or Spooky Swamp? What are we feeling? Spooky Swamp it is. Good taste. It's like my favorite level. Teach me how to climb. See, that's how you do a tutorial. You just present it to me. There's somebody off to the side I can talk to if I need help with a tutorial. But don't stop me in my tracks to tell me something I've learned in the last 2 games about my health meter and keeping Sparks healthy. Don't stop me in my tracks to tell me about the camera. If there's a problem with the camera, I'd probably go to the settings menu. That being said, if you play with passive camera, what is wrong with you? I joke. I use inverted camera controls, so I can't.
Mean. I thought I was a goner. Thanks for saving me.
You're welcome, Homer. Yeah, this level's just really pretty, in my opinion. Enemy designs are nice. I've worked on a game before. I don't know, amount of time we in his sign. That is fair. I guess it's good to have. I guess it's good to have it for people who need it. Okay, I wish there was an option to, like in the first Ratchet and Clank game, you can just turn off the tutorials in the pause menu instead of like the help desk telling you like all these, you know, here's X thing. I just wish there was an option to just turn it off. It's there if I need it, but if I don't, it won't bother me. Surprisingly, really, you can just turn off the tutorials in the GBA game. Interesting. Interesting that that quality of life thing is in a GBA game, but not... There we go. Not a more modern release like this. In general, I just think, and work is being done on it, I think more care should be taken into, what's the word I'm looking for? Accessibility options. You know, like, luckily the games industry is making great headway with more accessibility options. You know, varying levels and different types of color blindness. There's, you know, simplified controls if you need to work with, you know, like, I had a friend who was born without a hand, and she's been able to play, you know, more games recently with better accessibility options with simplified controls. That being said, I think also there should also be something said for a game that, like From Software games that are entirely, you know, skill-based, I guess is how you would put it. You know, like the gameplay loop and like the draw to it is, this game is hard, but getting good at it feels nice. Like that, I think, is also a viable design philosophy, which makes them very popular games to stream. You know, for people who have those skill issues. That's me, by the way. I am a walking skill issue. I am absolute dog dirt at From Software games.
This door is jammed shut. Only the power of gems can hope to move it.
Never played them, but I like watching people play. Yeah, I've seen so many playthroughs of like Dark Souls 1, Bloodborne, lots of Elden Ring. Everybody adores Elden Ring, which from a design standpoint, I think it's a very great game. I just always found their atmosphere and cryptic storytelling. Yeah, like, it doesn't force feed lore to you. It gives you just enough information to, like, get through the story, but if you're interested in the world, you can go out of your way and discover more. That is good environmental storytelling. That is excellent game design. Sure, just shut up, because he's speaking in haiku.
You've made a wise choice. It will mean more eggs for you, and more gems for me. Best of all, Spyro, I can stop speaking haiku. What a sweet relief.
No Moneybag Skip either. I don't know the Moneybag Skip. I love these games too much. I don't do a lot of skips. I legitimately don't know the Moneybag Skip. Is there like a way to get around? Do I just kill him? You can just jump around the door? Really? Oh. It's fine. I'll get my money back later. It's not like I'm using it for anything else. See where the weird little arch thing is. Weird little arch. Go around to the back of the level. I will take your word for it. I'll have to look that up later. I'm not... Like I said, I already opened it. I'm not too worried about it. It's fine. Mutually assured destruction. It's here. Unfortunately, there's a delay between when I see where those arches are. There's a delay in my stream and where I'm actually at. So I unfortunately have walked away and have moved on to bigger things. The arch is next to that. Oh look, I'm right back where I was, not worrying about it. It's fine. I'm sure it's cool, but it saves you like $500. And again, what am I using the money for? Yeah, I would love, because I'm also a big fan of watching speed runs. The problem is, learning to speedrun will ultimately just ruin whatever game you're learning to speedrun. So, you know, if I played nothing but Spyro for days on end to get good at speedrunning Spyro and learning all of the glitches, to me the game feels weird and incomplete if I don't pay him. It's fine, he doesn't deserve it. He's a greedy capitalist. Oh yeah, I forgot. I love this level, but I forgot about the Bomb Brothers with Sheila. Let's go do that. I was just watching a speedrun race of this game. The original or the Reignited version? Reignited? It would be...
This swamp smells so sweet.
It would be
The springtime trees are
interesting
fragrant. I'm
to
off kick
watch,
butt.
to see if there's like a big... I'm sure there are big like speedrun distance differences between this and the original one. But like a no oob run for both games, like no out of bounds run, like race between this and the original. Because I feel like they both have similar loading times, let's be real. Let's destroy all these rocks because they don't respawn. Like you can glitch through and skip paying for shield in the original. Can't do that. Yeah, that's why I would say like no. Well, I guess glitch skipping is different than out of bounds. You just... Like no out of bounds would be like no swimming in air to get to Seashell Shore. One thing that I do think is very interesting about Spyro 3 speedruns, because like in Spyro 2 is the only game where you can just kind of go out of bounds, fall through the map, and get to the some jumps you can make in both, particularly in Reignited, additional geometry in the levels. I find the additional geometry really messes with me. I don't like the additional geometry. I'm used to the original simple geometry. But in Spyro 2, you can just kind of like fall through the floor or like glitch through swim in air to the boss levels. In Spyro 1 and 3, with the different mechanics to get to like get the balloon working or whatever the next thing is in Year of the Dragon, the speedrunning is wonky because you need to actually do it, like play the game just really fast. Big ass with skateboarding. Interesting. There we go.
We have the bombs here.
Yeah,
we must
I don't.
destroy the egg
I
cage.
hate.
But we just go.
I hate. Like
And
I
look
like
at
the
her.
skateboarding.
You can clear the path for us.
Or
Will
randomly
she
clips
help
into a
us?
background object. Yes, got it. Cause like before it was like smooth walls, and then they're like, oh no, we're gonna make it like rocky. It's gonna be all cragged, and that's just so many more things for you to catch on.
Yes, it's bombing time. Here I come, my little eggs, to free you at last.
All right, and since the boulders don't respawn, we should be fine for the most part. He sticks to the path. Okay. Weird. Damn it. Okay. Slight slope on the edge of the course.
Ow!
Super bonus
I
round can
went
catch you and
over
act as...
Big rocks can be picked.
Yeah,
They say
I
mushrooms.
like,
must
I
be
understand
stomped.
that fix for coding, where it's like, if you get stuck in the geometry, we're just gonna
Yes.
remove you. And I, like, you see it in, like, tool-assisted speedruns, where it's like, if I get perfectly, if you can play perfectly and get here, it can launch you exactly where you need to be. But I hate when it happens, and I don't want it to happen. And got that. There's also a shitload of proxy jumps. Yeah. I'm no good with the specifics of like we talked about this, even like swimming in air. No, I've never been able to learn swimming in air. Because it's like, oh, you have to like clip into the water, but also not far enough to where it knows you're in the water, but just far enough to where the swimming animation starts. It's like that's too specific. I think I'd rather just play the game.
I can blow up the egg cage. Poor captive eggs. Yes, it's
Yes, it's bombing time. Miss the original. Like, it's weird, but I think that's probably where my nostalgia hits the most, is for the specific. I do not remember where this guy goes, so. Didn't know a lot about developers in game. No. Oh my god. Where am I going?
Ow! I went boom again. Big rocks can...
Which is a kid because some games felt really mysterious, didn't know about developers. Yeah, no,
Yes,
I agree with that. I liked finding things I shouldn't have. Or like sometimes devs will, you know, there's just secrets sometimes where it's if you know where to look, you know, you can make it to, you know, secret rooms. Like in the Ratchet and Clank games, there was always the Insomniac Museum, whereas like if you know exactly where to go and what to do, you can make it to like this big special place designed by the developers that shows you all of the early concept stuff, and like I love stuff like that. There we go.
The eggs are all free! 2 dragons are born today. Sheila's my hero.
Alright, let's get out of here. That's all the gems, and then... Yeah! Oh, the mini-boss, Sleepyhead. Another thing I miss from the original games that I wish they would have brought back, like many things that I miss, is the title screens. Because like in the Reignited trilogy, it's like the same title screens for all of them, and you just pick your game and it drops you in.
But hates the light.
I would have loved a like remastered, remade intro, like the openings to all the games. Like
to destroy.
Spyro 1, he flames the Nork and lands lands on that little island by the water. Spyro 2 has the Skelos Badlands as its intro. Spyro 3 is the fireworks factory. Because I also miss picking my icon for my save. You know, it's like, do you want Spyro? Do you want Sparks? Do you want Moneybags? Zoe? I just remember one of the weird choices you could pick for your, whoop. Like, one of the weird choices you could pick for your, profile picture. Yeah, it was this guy. It was Sleepyhead. No idea why. Alright, gang, but what's the best mini-boss fight in this game? We got Bluto, we got Sleepyhead, we got the Dragons and Fireworks Factory. Is there a goat for the mini-bosses? I don't think Midnight Mountain has a mystery boss fight. I can't think of one in Crystal Islands. Can't think of one in Dino Mines. I don't think had a mini boss fight. But is there a goat to the I forget all the mini bosses. Yeah, Bluto was in Seashell Shores with the boat. We just fought Sleepyhead, which was the Midday Gardens mini boss. Thelonious, that's a name. guess like the fire dragons seems like, yeah, like the fire dragons are so cool, but at the same time, how are there dragons here? Like, didn't they say that the dragons were gone? And also those don't look anything like dragons that we know, like, they're, you know, Chinese dragons, or, you know, more Eastern-inspired dragons. And Spyro and company are more, you know, Western dragons. Evil or fake dragons. Yeah, to design, like, the... I'm going by what I remember of the dialogue. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, when I play these games, I skip most of the dialogue. It's all about gameplay for me. Like, these games don't exactly have... I had a friend ask me yesterday, like, I dropped into a Discord call, and I had some people asking. It's like, oh, we're talking about, like, story-driven games that we've played recently. What have you been playing? And I'm like, I've been playing, like, PS1 platformers on stream. I can't believe you're not into the deep Spyro lore. Look, alright. I'm not into the deep Spyro lore because they rebooted it thrice. Alright? Legend of Spyro was a completely different lore set. But you're into the deep Cars lore? No, I'm into the implications of Cars lore. I'm into the implications of looking at the skyline of like New York City, car New York City, and not seeing the World Trade Center. The implications of that are insane to me. Looking at Car Pope. The fact that there's a Car Pope is insane to me. I'm not hooked into the deep lore of cars. Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. I think they definitely did their best, but I feel like in general, Bamboo Terrace was definitely treading dangerous waters in terms of its design.
Pushing that boulder was hard work.
Yo, he dabbed!
As soon as I've caught my breath, I'll return to
They
collecting bamboo.
dabbed! Chi-Chi dabbed! Do it again, do it again.
Hey! Sorry, the excitement got the better of me.
They dabbed. Chi-Chi hit me with that dab. But yeah, I think in general, like, this is a very nice looking level, and I don't think it's as insensitive as, like, the Dragon Dojo in Enter the Dragonfly could be. Like, I think the chalk lines... I think the chalk lines on the ox are very funny. I think that's a neat little design choice. I like that a lot. But yeah, this feels very, not tone deaf, but like stereotypical, like, oh, we're gonna have like a rural China themed level. And it's almost identical aesthetically to Kung Fu Panda. Which, speaking of Kung Fu Panda, is anybody excited for Kung Fu Panda 4? We got Kung Fu Panda 4 that just got announced. Why is there so much Kung Fu Panda content? Kung Fu Panda moves are actually pretty good. Absolutely, I defend this point a lot. Not sure how I feel about a fourth. I defend the point that Kung Fu Panda 2 is probably the most, like, beautifully animated, well-designed, like, the story's pretty good. I genuinely do like the story for Kung Fu Panda 2, with, like, Poe's backstory, where he came from. The villain, again, Gary Oldman. How they got Gary Oldman, I'll never know. But Kung Fu Panda 2 is just the most beautiful... It's not even my favorite trilogy from DreamWorks. How to Train Your Dragon is probably my favorite DreamWorks trilogy. But Kung Fu Panda 2 is, like, the most beautiful... That movie holds up phenomenally well, even today. I rewatched it recently. And, like, when he masters Inner Peace and is, like, throwing around cannonballs... That is beautiful. The use of color, the use of shadow, the use of, like, mise en scène with, like, what is and isn't in frame, what we see, what we're told, the use of, like, reveals and storytelling. That movie is, like, that is just a solid film. Say what you will about it being, you know, a kid's movie, you know, animation gets a bad rap for being you know, mostly associated with children's stuff, but that is just a solid piece of filmmaking. And then there's Kung Fu Panda 3, which uses, the scene where he sees the remains of his burned village. Oh my god, yeah. The trauma, just the character growth of, like, he had no idea. He was suddenly burdened with all of this trauma, and just the character development of growing past that, I thought was very well done. And, like, the scene where he masters Inner Peace.
Emergency escape bridge. Why didn't I think of it sooner?
I think this is the same scene you're talking about with the burned village, where, like, he has the single, like, drop of rain. That is such a beautiful moment.
We would be honored if you would accept this as a token of our appreciation.
Sure. Oh, accept my ode young as a token of your appreciation? Thanks. Yeah, I'll cherish it always. Fuck you, Sing Sing. But yeah, Imagine Dragons are featured in Kung Fu Panda 3, which was a choice. That's what I was gonna get to before, is that, I'm trying to remember what song, is it Hopeless Opus? I've seen that movie somewhat recently, and I've already forgotten. I'm pretty sure it's, Hopeless Opus by Imagine Dragons. It's one of the songs from their, Smoke and Mirrors album. It's either, like, I'm So Sorry, Hopeless Opus, but they do, like, a Chinese orchestral cover of an Imagine Dragons song, and that's the theme song for Kai, the villain. It goes kind of hard, not gonna lie. But then again, I'm pretty sure, Kai's theme is pretty sick. Yeah, it's just a big, bombastic Chinese, like, orchestra version of an Imagine Dragons song, which is really funny to me. When I first saw it, I didn't even realize that they had licensed it. I thought they were just ripping off, like, the melody from Imagine Dragons. And then I saw in the credits that, like, they officially were like, oh no, it's meant to be.
Please help us, Spyro.
It's really funny to me.
Trying to go home. Please hop
It's
aboard.
I'm So Sorry. That was the song. I was just thinking about the melody in my head. I think one cool thing about Kai's design... The jade pendants, the masters. Really? That's pretty cool, if that's true. Yeah, I like the jade pendants, and if one of them was Tai Lung, that'd be a very cool piece of storytelling. Oh, cool, I missed it.
I'm sure you would succeed if you were to try. Please help us, Spyro. Please hop up.
But yeah, I think Kung Fu Panda goes hard, and it like Kung Fu Panda doesn't need to be as good as it is, but DreamWorks sometimes. DreamWorks has such an insane amount of like hits and misses. They have wild quality assurances. Because like sometimes you can get something that is absolutely heart-wrenching, like How to Train Your Dragon 2. Shrek Baby's Not My Nightmares. Yeah, because like there's Shrek 2, Kung Fu Panda 2, How to Train Your Dragon 2. The How to Train, like all of the DreamWorks sequels
Please help us, Spyro.
are so good.
Please
But
hop
then
aboard.
there's, you know, Shrek the Third, and then there's Turbo, and then there's Boss Baby and Boss Baby 2. And then there's Home. And then there's Home. And then Home got a TV show for some reason. But how could Home have failed? It had the Bazinga Man from The Big Bang Theory. Never seen it. It starred Rihanna? It starred a pop star in the lead role, in a voice acting role, which was a choice. It was either Rihanna or Beyonce. I feel bad I can't remember which one, but I have also never seen it. But the main male character is played by Jim Parsons, aka Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory. And that movie happened. Home happened. Turbo happened. There's unfortunately a lot of DreamWorks movies that just happened. Rise of the Guardians was good. Not Bazinga Boy. It was Bazonga Boy. It was the Vangabus Boy. Oh shit, they're right above me. I was like, that's weird. I'm not seeing anybody. Babzinski. Bazinga bus is coming. Bazinga bus is coming. God damn it.
I'm sure you would.
Almost
Please
had it.
help us, Spyro.
I almost had it.
Please hop.
Talking about bad DreamWorks movies making me a little giddy. It's getting me a little, What are some other DreamWorks movies? Oh! Their very early 2D animation fare. How can we forget about The Road to El Dorado, which is actually just a good movie. Spirit, I feel bad for Spirit as a film franchise. God damn it. Again, the hitboxes are insane.
Please help us, Spyro.
I was nowhere close to hitting that. I didn't like Spirit as entirely because I thought the horses were lame. Hey, drawing and animating horses is really hard. But what gets me about Spirit, and again, this is probably just because I'm an absolute film nerd, is like the themes of the original Spirit movie are it's, you know, about taming the Wild West, and it's about, you know, humans just taking and taking and taking from nature, and, you know, it's about settlement, and the horse Spirit is like a perfect allegory for, you know, the human drive to just conquer nature. And then the sequel stuff, all of the other Spirit stuff, is just horse girls. It's just little, like, 4-H girls, little preteen girls hanging out with horses. Absolutely none of the same motifs and themes. The other Spirit stuff has almost nothing to do with the original movie, which is, in my opinion, a shame. Oof, yeah.
Please take the shot.
Rusty. I never knew it had a franchise. It had, I think, a direct-to-DVD sequel, and then it has, like, 2 shows on Netflix, I think. Or maybe, like, a Netflix show and a Netflix movie. Netflix picks up a lot of DreamWorks stuff. Like, King Julian from Madagascar has 2 separate TV shows because for a single, it's about like him being king of, you know, the island of Madagascar, and for a single season, apparently he was exiled from his people. So on Netflix, it's listed as 2 different shows. There's King Julian and King Julian Exiled. There's some batshit crazy stuff about the King Julian show. I saw the first few episodes. It had a pretty good setup. I am nonplussed about it. It exists. I think it's cool that it exists. I really liked the Penguins of Madagascar show that was on like Nickelodeon here in the States. The Penguins of Madagascar show to me was so good. That is exactly the level of like response they should have gotten for fans, you know, because they were, you know, they were the breakout funny side characters. There was also that one guy that kept doing Mort Theory videos. I'm sorry. Have you just introduced something terrible to me? What are Mort Theory videos? Because I was talking with a friend recently about like we were just talking about like impressions that we can do of like cartoon characters, and she can do a really good Mort impression. Mort's War Crimes? I thought this was going a completely different direction. Because we were talking about how it's weird that Mort is really into King Julian's feet. What do you mean about Mort's War Crimes? Can I get anything else, or is it all in the Bentley level? I think it might all be in the Bentley level. There's no Yeti here, never was. He's just a myth, as far as you know. No Yeti. Definitely has... Yeah, absolutely he's got a foot fetish. I think I got everything I... No. I forbore. But you're gonna have to, or at least find that channel for me. Find the YouTube channel of the man doing, more war crime theories. I'll have to look into that later. That is insane to me. Evening Lake. This was the last level. We're moving on to Evening Lake.